Jack, have you ever heard about the let them theory? Oh, and before we get into that, welcome back to English Open Talk. I'm Rose, and of course, Jack is here with me.
Yeah, I've heard the name before, but I don't really know what it means.
I was the same at first. I thought, let them do what? But the idea is actually very simple.
Okay, now I'm curious. So what does let them really mean?
Well, the idea is this. If people want to do something, let them. You do not need to control every choice they make.
So if someone does not call me, I should not sit there and think about it for 3 hours?
Right. If they do not call, let them. You can still care, but you do not have to chase the answer all day.
I think I already need this theory. I can make a small problem very big in my head, very fast.
Same here. Someone sends a short text and suddenly we think, are they mad at me? Maybe they're just busy.
Or maybe their phone is at 2% and we're creating a whole movie in our head.
Yes, we do that a lot. The theory is really about giving other people space to be themselves.
But does let them mean we should accept everything people do? That sounds a little dangerous.
No, not at all. It does not mean you stay quiet when someone treats you badly. It means you stop trying to control them.
Okay, that makes more sense. So I can let them make their choice, and I can still make my own choice too.
Yes, and that second part is very important. Let them is about them, but let me is about you.
Ah, I like that. Let them do what they want, and let me decide what I want to do next.
Exactly. But not in an angry way. It's more like, okay, I see your choice. Now I will choose what is best for me.
That feels calmer. You're not fighting with every little thing. You're just paying attention.
Yes. And I think many of us waste energy trying to make people act the way we want.
Oh, for sure. We want the friend to text back, the coworker to understand us, and the family member to stop giving advice.
The family advice can be a lot. Sometimes they love you, but they still have an opinion about everything.
You should do this, you should buy that, you should move here, and you're sitting there thinking, can I just eat my dinner?
Yes, in that kind of moment, let them can help. Let them have their opinion. You do not have to make it your opinion.
So I do not need to win every conversation. That alone sounds like less stress.
It really is. Think about social media, too. Someone may not like your post, your clothes, your haircut, or your idea.
And people online can be very brave with their opinions, especially when nobody asks them.
True. If someone doesn't like what you do, let them. You do not need to explain yourself to every person on the internet.
But that can be hard. Even one mean comment can stay in your head longer than 50 kind comments.
I know. Our brains can hold on to negative things, but we can still ask, is this something I need to fix or just someone else's opinion?
That's a useful question, because sometimes feedback helps, but sometimes it's just noise.
Right. Let them does not mean ignore every message. It means don't give every person power over your peace.
I want to remember that. Not every opinion needs a meeting in my head.
Yes, your brain does not need to open a conference room for every comment.
Now I'm picturing 20 tiny people sitting around a table in my head. That's not relaxing.
Then maybe it's time to close the meeting. Let them think what they think and let me continue my day.
Okay, but what about friends? Let's say my friends go out Friday night and they don't invite me.
That hurts. We don't have to pretend it doesn't, but the theory says if they want to go without you, let them.
Wow, that sounds simple when you say it, but I know my brain would ask, why? What did I do?
Mine too, and maybe there's a reason or maybe there isn't, but chasing people for an invitation usually makes us feel worse.
So instead of sending 5 texts, I could just notice what happened and see if it becomes a pattern.
Yes, one night may mean nothing, but if they keep leaving you out, that tells you something important.
And then let me comes in. Let me spend time with people who actually want me there.
Exactly. That's the part people sometimes miss. Let them is not passive. You still have choices.
I think this is really about control, right? We can't control people, but we can control our next step.
That's the heart of it. We spend so much time trying to control what's outside us.
Like traffic, weather, other people's moods, and whether the coffee shop gets my order right.
Yes, although I still want my coffee right. But if they make a mistake, I can ask politely instead of losing my whole morning.
That's a good example. The theory is not never speak. It's more like don't turn everything into a battle.
Exactly. If something can be fixed with a calm conversation, have the conversation. But if you can't control it, let it go.
I like the balance because sometimes people hear let them and think, so I should just accept bad behavior.
No, if someone lies to you, insults you, or keeps crossing a line, you can set a boundary.
So maybe let them show me who they are and let me decide how close I want to be.
Yes, that's a strong way to use it. People often show us a lot through their actions.
And sometimes we keep trying to explain their actions because we don't like what those actions mean.
That's very human. We want the story to be different, so we keep looking for another answer.
Like when someone only calls when they need something, you tell yourself they're just busy.
Maybe they are, but if it happens again and again, you can notice the pattern without making excuses.
That part is a little uncomfortable but useful.
It can be uncomfortable. Let them sometimes means accepting information you didn't want.
So the theory can save energy, but it can also make you face reality.
Yes, and reality is not always nice, but it's usually clearer than guessing.
Let's talk about work. I think this theory could help a lot at work.
Definitely. Imagine a coworker doesn't like your idea in a meeting. You explain it once, but they still disagree.
My old habit would be to explain it again, and maybe draw a little chart.
I can see that. But sometimes people just disagree. Let them. You can still do your part well.
That sounds healthier than spending lunch thinking, how do I make them agree with me?
Yes, you do not need everybody to agree with you before you feel okay.
What if your boss doesn't notice your work, though? That can really bother people.
Then you can speak up. You can share your work, ask for feedback, or talk about your goals. Let them does not mean hide.
Right, because let me can be active. Let me ask clearly. Let me show what I did. Let me look for another job if I need to.
Exactly. The theory should not make you smaller. It should help you focus on what you can actually do.
I think that's an important difference. Letting go isn't the same as giving up.
Yes, giving up says nothing matters. Letting go says this part is not mine to control.
That's much better. One sounds hopeless and the other sounds peaceful.
And it can help in dating too. That's probably where people really test this idea.
Oh, dating can turn one unanswered text into a full detective case.
Very true. You check when they were online, what they liked, and why they watched your story but didn't reply.
Then your friend says maybe they're busy, and you say, no, look at the evidence.
That's when let them can be useful. If they want to reply, let them. If they don't, you have information too.
But don't people need communication? I mean, we can't just say let them and never ask anything.
Of course, if you're in a relationship, talk. Ask what you need to ask, but you can't force honesty, effort, or care.
So I can say this is what I need and then watch what the other person actually does.
Yes, their response gives you information. You don't have to drag them toward the answer you want.
That sounds more respectful too. You're not trying to control them and you're not ignoring yourself.
Exactly. Both people get to choose, and sometimes those choices show that two people are not a good match.
Which can hurt, but it's better than spending a year trying to turn someone into a different person.
Right. We often fall in love with what someone could be, not what they are right now.
Oof, that sentence is simple, but it can hit hard.
I know. But it is true. Let them can help us look at the person in front of us.
What about family? That can be harder because you can't always just walk away from every family problem.
Yes, family is different. You may see them often, and old habits can be very strong.
And somehow they can make you feel 12 years old again in 5 minutes.
Absolutely. One comment at dinner, and suddenly you are back in an old argument from 10 years ago.
So how would let them work there?
Maybe your uncle always talks about your job. Let him ask. You can answer once, change the subject, or say, I do not want to talk about that.
So I do not need to convince him that my life choices are correct.
Right. Let him have his opinion. Let me keep my boundary.
I like how that sounds. It's simple, but it gives you a small plan.
Yes, we need simple plans when emotions are high. Long plans disappear from our brains very fast.
Especially at family dinners. My brain is mostly thinking about mashed potatoes anyway.
Fair. But really, one short phrase can help. Let them, let me.
I can see why people like it. It gives you something to remember in the moment.
And we should also say this. You are still allowed to feel hurt, angry, sad, or disappointed.
That matters, because sometimes self-help ideas sound like just stop caring.
Yes, and that is not realistic. You may care a lot. You just don't have to let that feeling control every action.
So if my friend ignores me, I can feel sad and still choose not to send 12 messages.
Exactly. Feelings are real, but they do not have to drive the car.
I like that picture. My feelings can sit in the car, but maybe they shouldn't hold the steering wheel.
Especially when they're very angry. Angry feelings are terrible drivers.
They would definitely miss the exit and blame the GPS.
But yes, that's the idea. Give yourself a little space before you react.
Is that part of the theory too? Taking a pause before doing something?
It can help a lot. When you say let them, you stop for a second. You don't immediately chase, fix, argue, or explain.
That tiny pause can probably stop many bad texts.
Oh yes, many messages should live in the draft folder for 10 minutes first.
Or forever. Some messages are better as private history.
True. We have all typed something and then thought, no, Rose, do not send that.
I think another big area is people-pleasing.
Definitely. People-pleasing is when you try very hard to keep everyone happy, even when it hurts you.
Like saying yes to every plan because you're afraid someone will be upset.
Yes, or doing extra work because you don't want a coworker to think you are difficult.
Then later you're tired and annoyed, but nobody knows because you kept saying, sure, no problem.
Right. Let them can help there too. Let them be disappointed sometimes.
That sounds scary for a people-pleaser.
It can feel scary, but other people's disappointment is not always a sign that you did something wrong.
That's important. If I say I can't come Saturday, my friend may be disappointed, but I still have the right to say no.
Yes, you can be kind and still say no. You don't need to fix every feeling another person has.
I think many people confuse kindness with keeping everybody happy.
They do, but kindness also includes being honest. Fake yeses can create bigger problems later.
Because then you cancel, avoid the person, or get angry inside.
Exactly. A clear no can be kinder than a yes you don't mean.
So let them might help you survive an awkward moment now and avoid a bigger problem later.
That's a good way to say it. Sometimes peace comes after a little discomfort.
I want to talk about comparison too. We do that all the time.
Yes, someone buys a house, gets married, starts a business, or travels somewhere beautiful.
And suddenly you look at your own life and think, wait, am I behind?
That feeling is so common. But their life is their path. Let them have their moment.
Let them win, let them grow, let them post the vacation pictures.
And let me keep moving at my own speed. Their success does not take something away from me.
That's hard to remember on social media because everybody's life can look perfect there.
Yes, you see the best photo, not the full week. You don't see the stress behind it.
You also don't see the 30 bad photos before the one perfect beach picture.
True. The phone may be full of closed eyes and strange faces.
So comparison is another place where let them means let them have their life and let me come back to mine.
Exactly. Your attention is valuable. Where you put it changes how you feel.
That's interesting. Maybe this theory is really about attention as much as control.
I think so. Every time you chase someone's approval, you give them a lot of your attention.
And attention is time. If I spend 2 hours worrying about someone, that's 2 hours I didn't use for myself.
Yes, maybe you could walk, study English, call a friend, cook, rest, or finish something important.
Or just watch one episode of a show without checking your phone every 3 minutes.
That too. Peace can look very ordinary.
I like that. It doesn't have to be a big life change.
No, sometimes it's just choosing not to react to one thing.
Can we make some everyday examples? I think that'll help people understand.
Sure. Let's say you send a message to a friend in the morning, and by evening, they haven't replied.
My first thought might be, did I say something wrong?
Instead, you can say, they haven't replied. Let them. I will continue my day.
Then if it becomes important, I can check in later without making a whole story first.
Exactly. Another example, a coworker doesn't invite you to lunch.
Let them go. I can eat with someone else, take a walk, or enjoy some quiet time.
Yes, you can notice how you feel, but you don't need to beg for a seat at the table.
That's a good one. What about a neighbor who never says hello?
Let them be quiet. Maybe they're shy, tired, or just not very social.
And I can still say hello if I want without needing them to become my best friend.
Right. You keep your values. You don't have to copy their behavior.
That part matters. Let them is not be rude because they were rude.
Exactly. You can keep being the person you want to be.
Okay, another one. Someone cuts in front of you in line at a coffee shop.
That one may test your inner peace. If it's a simple mistake, maybe let it go.
And if it really matters, I can say, "Excuse me, I was next," without starting a war before breakfast.
Yes, calm action is still action.
I think people need that sentence too. Calm action is still action.
Because being calm doesn't mean being weak. It means you choose your response.
What if someone is spreading a false story about you? Should you just let them?
That depends. If it can hurt your job, safety, or reputation in a serious way, you may need to correct it.
So the theory is not a rule for every situation.
Right. It's a tool, not a law. Use judgment.
I like that you said that. Some ideas become dangerous when people use them for everything.
Yes, if something is serious, speak up. Ask for help, set a boundary, take action.
But if it's just someone thinking you're boring because you leave the party early, maybe let him think that.
Exactly. You don't need to build a PowerPoint to prove you're a fun.
That would be a very sad party presentation. Slide 1. Reasons Jack is exciting.
Please do not make that presentation.
I promise nothing, but I understand the point.
Good. Now, let's talk about why controlling people is so tiring.
Because it never ends. Even if someone does what you want once, you still can't control their next choice.
Yes, and then you start watching everything. Their tone, their face, their texts, their plans.
You become a full-time manager of another person's life, but they didn't hire you.
Exactly, and there is no salary either.
That is the worst job deal I have heard all week.
The truth is, people have their own thoughts, fears, habits, and choices.
We can influence people sometimes, but we cannot run their mind.
Right. We can communicate, ask, share, and invite, but after that, the choice belongs to them.
And when we accept that, maybe we feel less pressure.
Yes, you stop carrying work that was never yours.
That sounds peaceful, but I know it takes practice.
It does. Nobody hears this idea once and suddenly becomes calm forever.
Thank you, because I was worried I had already failed.
No, you will still overthink sometimes. I will too.
So, how do we practice it in real life?
First, notice the moment you want to control something that belongs to another person.
Like when I want someone to answer, agree, invite me, or understand me.
Exactly. Then say to yourself, let them.
And after that, ask, what can I do?
Yes, that is the let me part. Let me go for a walk. Let me ask one clear question. Let me focus on my work.
Let me call someone who actually wants to talk to me.
Yes, or let me rest instead of checking my phone again.
That one may be hard. The phone has a powerful little pull.
It really does. Sometimes we know there's no new message, but we still check.
Then we check again because maybe the message arrived in the last 11 seconds.
Very reasonable behavior, of course.
Completely reasonable. My phone and I have a healthy relationship. Probably.
Another step is to separate facts from stories.
Okay, explain that one.
The fact may be, my friend did not reply. The story is, they are angry, they hate me, and our friendship is over.
Ah, yes. The fact is small, the story can become very big.
Exactly. Let them helps you stay with the fact until you know more.
That could save a lot of stress.
It can. We often suffer from things that haven't even happened.
Our brain says, I made this story myself, but I'm still upset about it.
Yes, very efficient.
So maybe a simple question is, what do I actually know?
That's a great question. What do I know and what am I guessing?
If I don't know, I can ask when needed, but I don't have to guess for 6 hours.
Right. And if the answer is not mine to control, let them.
What about kids or teenagers? Parents can't always just say, let them do anything.
No, of course not. Parents have responsibilities, rules, and safety concerns.
So this idea works differently when you're responsible for someone.
Yes, you still guide, teach, protect, and set limits. The theory is mainly about not trying to control what you truly cannot control.
Like you can tell your teenager to study, but you can't put focus inside their brain.
Exactly. You can create rules and support them, but you can't do the learning for them.
I think parents know that feeling very well.
Probably. And even with adults we love, we can't make them change before they're ready.
That's hard when you think someone is making a bad choice.
Very hard. You can share concern, you can offer help, but sometimes you still have to let them choose.
And then protect your own limits if their choice affects you.
Yes, that is a healthy use of let me.
I think boundaries are a big part of this.
They are. A boundary is about what you will do, not about controlling the other person.
Can you give an example?
Sure. Controlling sounds like, you are not allowed to yell at me.
And a boundary would be,
If you yell at me, I will end the conversation and talk later.
oh, I see. You're not controlling their mouth, you're controlling your own action.
Exactly. That difference is important.
That's actually very simple when you hear it like that.
Simple ideas can still take practice.
Definitely, especially when you're upset.
Yes, when emotions rise, old habits come back fast.
So maybe we need a small sentence ready before that happens.
I like that. Something like, I cannot control this person. I can control my next step.
Or, let them choose, let me choose too.
That's easy to remember.
Let's use another American everyday example. Maybe a school pickup line. People get very serious there.
Yes, imagine another parent takes the spot you wanted.
You could spend 10 minutes angry in the car, or you could say, okay, let them, I'll park over there.
Exactly. Maybe not every small thing needs your energy.
That may save people a lot of gas and stress.
True. Or think about a busy grocery store on Sunday.
Someone leaves their cart in the middle of the aisle, of course.
You can get angry, or you can move around it and continue shopping.
Unless I'm trapped between the cereal and the frozen pizza. Then I may need to use words.
Yes, polite words are still allowed.
This theory really isn't about silence. It's about choosing where to spend your energy.
Exactly. Energy is limited. You can't fight every small battle all day.
And sometimes the person you're fighting with doesn't even know there is a battle.
That is so true. They're eating lunch and you're replaying the conversation from Tuesday.
Meanwhile, they've moved on and are thinking about tacos.
Probably. That's why overthinking can feel so unfair.
We give someone hours of our attention and they may have no idea.
Which is why let me matters. Let me bring my attention back.
Back to my body, my work, my home, my real life.
Yes, maybe take a breath, stand up, drink water, and do the next small thing.
I like that because it's practical. No big speech, just come back to what's in front of you.
Exactly. And there's another side. Sometimes we're the person others need to let.
Oh, that's interesting. So other people may need to let us make our own choices too.
Yes. Maybe your family wants you to choose a different job, live in another city, or get married at a certain time.
And they may care about you, but it's still your life.
Right. They can have feelings about your choice. You can still choose.
So let them also helps us accept that people may not approve of our decisions.
Exactly. If you wait for everybody to approve, you may wait forever.
That's especially true when you try something new. Someone will always think it's a bad idea.
Yes, start a business, change careers, move to another state, go back to school. Someone will have an opinion.
Sometimes many opinions. Families can create a full committee very quickly.
Yes, but you can listen without giving everyone a vote.
That's a good way to put it. Listen, but don't give everyone a vote.
Your life is not a public election.
I'm glad, because campaign season would be exhausting.
But really, making your own choices can feel uncomfortable when people disagree.
You may think, if they're upset, maybe I'm doing something wrong.
Sometimes yes, but not always. Discomfort doesn't automatically mean danger or failure.
It can just mean you're doing something different.
Exactly. And let them gives other people room to have their feelings.
while let me gives me room to keep moving.
Yes, that's why the two parts work better together.
If we only say let them, it can sound like we're giving away control.
Right, but let me brings your power back to your own choices.
I think that's the part I like most.
Me too. It turns the idea from passive into practical.
And I think that's what makes it useful. It's not about ignoring people, it's about using your energy better.
Yes, you can still care, speak, and set limits. You just stop trying to control every response.
So if someone doesn't text back, let them. If someone has a different opinion, let them have it.
Then ask, what can I do now? Maybe you wait, maybe you speak, or maybe you move on.
I like that because it gives me something simple to do instead of sitting there and overthinking.
Exactly. And if you forget sometimes, that's normal. This is a habit, not a magic button.
I was hoping for the magic button. I would press it every Monday morning.
Same. But real change is small. One pause, one better choice, then another one.
So next time something takes over your mind, ask, is this mine to control?
If the answer is no, say, let them. Then bring your attention back to your life.
And if there is something you can do, that becomes let me. Let me choose my next step.
Let them be who they are. Let me be the person I want to be.
Let them make their choice. Let me make mine without turning a small problem into a big one.
I think that's a good place to leave it. Simple words, but useful in daily life.
Yeah, and I'll remember this next time I stare at my phone waiting for a reply.
Put the phone down, Jack. And everyone listening, thank you for spending this time with us.
Keep practicing your English, keep speaking when it's not perfect, and be patient with yourself.
We'll be back with another conversation here on English Open Talk. Until then, take care and keep going.